Hi, I'm Esmeralda Seay-Reynolds, former model, current actress, artist, writer, screenwriter. I grew up going to a very competitive elite school where disordered eating was one way in which we all sort of competed with each other. Not necessarily consciously, but it was definitely there. Everyone who lives in Princeton has, a private trainer, and the moms were like at some point models and the dads are like extremely wealthy CEOs. And it's very, very competitive in many ways, including appearance, including thinness. So when I was younger, I would like go on these diets, and I just thought that they were diets. I didn't really consider them disordered or a problem. And then I was assaulted on my first date with a boy when I was 14. And I guess I felt like I wanted to prove to myself that I could do something, that I had control over something. And I wound up, dieting, and that went on for years. And definitely when I got into modeling, there's so little control over anything you do. I got into modeling, actually it started at a funeral. There was this old woman in a wheelchair who kept staring at me, and I was like, am I being rude? Like, why is she staring at me? I'm not doing anything. And she came up to me afterwards and she was like, I'm the head of such and such modeling agency. You need to model, you need to do this. I sort of got that bug in my bonnet then, and I was like, this could be a great idea. I was 15 when I started trying to get into it. When I got my agent, I had just turned 16. After that, it went really, really fast. In a few months, I was doing Marc Jacobs shows and Marc Jacobs campaigns and Chanel and Fendi and just like kind of insane whirlwind. And so I closed Marc Jacobs as my first show in New York Fashion Week. And then I found that out like literally 2 hours before the show. And then I was told at the show right before I went on, you're going to London tomorrow. You need to go home. You need to pack, go, go, go. And then I got to London and they're like, you're going to Milan. And then they're like, you're going to Paris. And looking back, I was very, very young. For me, who's the person who's used to being very competitive, working really hard, to work really hard and have it not come to anything is very frustrating. So I think I felt like my body was one thing I could control. And so I just sort of went crazy. About a year into modeling, when I was 17, I had a seizure and my liver was failing. The doctor wasn't really sure why it didn't even turn into a heart attack. It was bad. And my agents actually pulled me out of modeling so that I could gain weight because people were complaining that I wasn't fitting in the clothes and I looked too vascular, and that they would get shit on by the press if anyone saw a girl who looked like that walking the runway or something. So I got taken out of modeling for, a month, and I trained with a trainer and nutritionist who is amazing. She's actually my best friend, and she is the one who convinced me to get a therapist, and she's amazing. But yeah, it was very bad. So I quit modeling, not just because of that, but the stress was just immense. I had gray hair starting at 16 from just the stress of not knowing what was happening. And I was like, okay, I know that I need to fix this. I know I want to act. I know that I want to be a writer. It was very clear that I could only have either my disorder or my work, which is everything to me. I made a decision and I went to Evergreen Eating Recovery Center in Denver, Colorado. I most likely would not be here if it was not for going to treatment. Recovery for me was where I learned what kind of people I want in my life, what kind of life I want to have, and also how hard I'm willing to work for it. I am so much happier because I love what I do, and I, have very strong, very healthy relationships and support systems, and really everything that I learned about how to be who I am today was in recovery. And I think that's really a big thing that people need. You can't recover for someone else. It needs to be for you. So I think for people who are on the fence, I'd say think about what you want from life, and what gives you life is sort of what's going to ultimately be the thing that kind of releases you from this disease. My advice is for anyone who is or thinks that they could be struggling with a disorder or any mental disorder, honestly, is to talk to a professional. You are not crazy for going to a professional. I think everyone should honestly see a therapist. You're never going to be someone else, so you might as well just be the most you that you can be. Once you get comfortable in your skin and with your body, there is a transition into, you know, first you get used to it, then you like it, and then you love it and start to appreciate all the things that your body can do for you, whether it's swimming or, you know, running on a beach or whatever it is that you love doing. I'd say that that's definitely where to start.